Hi, today I wanted to introduce you to my friend Hawthorn. This is amazing heart medicine. Let's look at the plant. Here it is. Look at those beautiful hawthorn berries. Look how red they are. Aren't they lovely? So we can check out these leaves and see that they have some lobes or kind of bigger teeth on them with little tiny serrated teeth. And then the biggest identifying feature is these gigantic thorns. So we have to be really super aware of those. And then the beautiful red berries. And we can see that these red berries have a little bit of a crown, I call it, on the end, on the bottom. And they're just the most amazing shade of red. I love it. And so it is, like I said, a wonderful heart medicine. So for the circulation and for blood pressure, and it modulates the blood pressure. So it brings it up if it needs to go up, if it's low. And if it is high, then it brings it down and decreases it. It's pretty freaking amazing, nature is, right? So when I'm harvesting these, I just pull the berries off one at a time or a few at a time, making sure that they look pretty good. And on some of these, I have seen a fungus called cedar apple rust, which spreads from cedars, eastern red cedars, which are actually juniper berries, crazily enough. And I will harvest these berries and I'll take them home and dry them for tea later, or I will tincture them fresh or dried. I really like to tincture them in brandy because it tastes delicious. And I was just thinking about how many lessons and metaphors this tree offers us. So one of them is to be really present and aware, because if we're not, we will get stabbed by these gigantic thorns. And another one is a general foraging metaphor about harvesting the lowest hanging fruit. So sometimes that cliche can have a negative connotation, but I'm going to reclaim it for foraging and use it as a metaphor to make our lives easier. So when we're foraging, right, there can be berries way up high in the tree, and I don't know if you can see those up there, but there they are. And if we look around, we usually find some down lower within reach. So I always try and go for the lower hanging fruit. And it's a great metaphor for life too, right? To take the little bit easier path if it's going to still be rewarding, because why make our lives harder if we don't have to? And we can still get some good rewards from it. So this is hawthorn. It's in the rose family, along with apples and of course roses. It kind of looks like a rose hip, right? And there's a lot of fruits that we eat in this family, like cherries and pears and even almonds. So pretty amazing. They like to grow wild, I've found, especially up on the mountains, but you can also plant them and make sure you don't have any junipers growing nearby so you don't get the fungus. But these are super wonderful, and I'm sure you could also make a sauce out of them or a syrup, and they would be delightful. Have lots of good vitamin C in there and anthocyanins and all those lovely things that are so good for us, but really great physical and energetic heart medicine. So those thorns are protective, and the rest of it is really soothing for our heart. So for heartache and heartbreak and just the general hard time that we're going through in the world right now, I think that we could all use a little bit of heart medicine. So of course we want to only ingest these if we have 100% positive identification. And don't forget gratitude. So creating your own gratitude practice is really wonderful. And that is hawthorn. I hope you love it, and happy foraging.